YouTube, how are you now? Sean back from the EDC den with another video. Thanks for checking out the channel. This is a response to an open tag from Knife Detector. Shout out to you, Knife Detector. Thanks for creating a cool open tag idea. His tag idea was to show the knife that will grow old with you. So go through your collection, pick that one knife that you know will always be carried and will grow old with you and kind of gain those bumps and bruises and scars along the road of life. All right. So today I have the classic Spyderco Paramilitary 2. You know, it's been reviewed to death. There's not a whole lot new I can say about this knife, but when I'm taking an honest look at my collection, this is something I often gravitate towards. It just has been proven to get the job done for me. I've had this for maybe 8 years or so, and of course other knives come and go in the collection, but this one always finds its way into my pocket on those days where I know I'm going to be doing some knife work. Most recently, I had this out to a friend's farm. I was at the farm to help out a little bit with the gardening, but I was also there to try out a new crossbow that I got. So I'm kind of getting into the crossbow target practice and possibly some turkey hunting in the future. But for now, this was just my first time using the crossbow. So I had it out at the farm, shooting at a target. At one point, I was really testing the range of the crossbow. I had it about 75 yards away from the target, which now I know is out of range for this crossbow. I shot the arrow dropped into the ground, and all I could see was a little plume of dust and then what looked like smoke. I thought I had started a little brush fire with the friction, so I ran over there, and it turned out not to be smoke. It was water shooting out of a small hose. So somehow my arrow found a little hose that was in the ground. It totally penetrated this very thick industrial plastic, farming grade quality hose that was running under the ground. The arrow actually went into the hose, into the ground, shot out the other end of the hose, and put a giant hole in it. And this was a water source for animals, and it was shooting everywhere. That was what I thought was smoke was actually water shooting out. So we did turn off the water source, and then I had my work cut out for me. I had to fix this broken hose, and the farmer knew that I had my knife with me, so she gave me a few tools, but she didn't give me a knife. So I used this knife, and I had to cut through that industrial hosing. And I wouldn't say that this went through it like butter. So let's say I was cutting into the hose like so. It wasn't exactly working too well. But as soon as I used this tip to kind of pierce into that hose and then just drag it across, thing was really cutting it well. It's also seen a lot of wood processing, and later that day at the farm I did process some plants that needed to be trimmed. I'll just let you guys hazard a guess at what type of plants they were, but they were covered in a sticky resin. And I was trimming them so that the buds could dry. Just giving you guys a couple hints on what kind of plants these are. And keep in mind we're in Canada, so nothing against the law. But yeah, I had those giant plants full of resin, just hacking away at the limbs and processing the plants. And this thing was covered in sticky resin, all kinds of scratches on the blade from the wood. But it just cleans up nicely every time, and the blade remains sharp. Shaving sharp, in fact, with just a quick touch up. And this knife just takes what you throw at it, I find. So I guess that's why I know that this knife will grow old with me. It will always be in my collection. It'll never go anywhere. I will continue to carry it. We will continue to get scars together, I'm sure, and I don't know, destroy farming equipment, then fix it. Who knows? But Knife Detector, thanks again for the video. I hope we see some other replies on YouTube. And that's just a quick look at my knife that will grow old with me. 8 years so far, many more to go. Kind of wish I was showing you guys a more interesting or a more beautiful knife, but the reality is that this one just is one of my main work knives, and I will always have it. I'm not going to review this. You see exactly which specimen this is. It's really crazy the condition that this is still in after what I've put it through. And I'm not talking about just my recent misadventure at the farm, but this has had 8 years of thrashing on it, and that coating just still looks phenomenal. G10 is a little softer, but still quite grippy. This must be a new pocket clip. I don't think this is the original from 8 years ago. All right, guys. So let's see your knives, please. That will grow old with you. And I have a very kind of out-of-the-box thinking tag idea that I'm going to post soon. So look for my open tag video. It's not something I've seen on YouTube before. A little bit quirky, a little bit strange, but that's how we do it here at the EDC Den. So please check out that video. Hopefully I'll have that posted along with this one later today. All right, guys, take care.